Well, good morning, everybody. Sorry, I was just making sure my phantom power was on. How many times have you done that? You start to record something and your phantom power is not on. Anywho, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another Q&A session here on my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Angela. I'm a full-time voiceover artist and audiobook narrator, and my channel here is dedicated to those of you just getting started out in this wonderful world of voiceover and audiobook narration. And through my channel, I share with you some tips and tricks and techniques that I use every day in my own voiceover business. And I answer your questions in these weekly Q&A sessions, which have turned more into sort of a community chat, which is fine with me because I'm here for it. I love it, and I hope you guys do too. If you're not new here, then you know that every week we have a new poll just to kind of get things started and pick your brains and see where everybody's at. And this week the poll is, do you feel that you have a group of peers or people that you can depend on to help you build your voiceover business or your audiobook business? And not just build your business, but can you rely on them to help you in tough spots? Can you rely on them to bring you up when you're feeling down? I think this is very important because not only can you step back a second, most groups, in my experience, are the ones that I'm involved in anyway, are filled with people of varying levels of experience, right? Some people just starting out, and some people that have been in it for years, or maybe in a different facet, like maybe stage acting, or maybe audio production, like audio engineers. It's a group of people that have come together for a common goal, and that is to build a voiceover business or an audiobook business. And having different experiences and experience levels in these groups really contributes to a very, for lack of a better word, awesome group, because listening to people, asking questions, you can glean so much help in building your voiceover business or your audiobook business. And not only that, all aspects of the business, right? But not only that, but we sit in our booths by ourselves for hours and days on end, right? Every day for months, years. It's kind of isolating and lonely, right? So, having a group of people that can not only answer your questions and maybe give you advice on what to do or what not to do for growing your voiceover business, but they can also understand where you're coming from, you know, how you're feeling, and maybe give you advice on how to overcome obstacles, what to do when that imposter monster starts knocking at the door. Maybe when you make a mistake and you need a little help getting out of the ditch you've dug yourself. I'm a firm believer that we are not only our own worst critics, but we create our own personal prisons in our mind of, things that we do that maybe was a mistake, but not a bit as big a deal as we're making it in our own minds, right? And having people that understand and that know how to lift you up and can assure you, hey, things do get better, right? You made this mistake. Oh, well, I hope you learned from it. It's a learning opportunity, right? You learn to not do it again, but it's okay because you will continue. You will move past it. You will move up and out and forward, right? I think it's essential for any business owner. But I think especially in businesses like ours, where we're isolated and alone for a big portion of the day. So I wanted to see where you guys were at. Do you feel you have a group of people like that? So let's check out the poll really quick and see what you guys say. So far we have 36 votes. And 42% of you, so 41% of you, a little less than half said yes. 5% of you said no. 49% of you, a little over half of you, said not yet looking for one. And 5% of you said, no, do I need one? I hope everything that I just explained highlights the importance of having a group of people that can lift you up and help you in any way that you need, not just the business aspect, but to keep you sane and to make you and to help you understand that you're not alone. You're far from alone. And you have people who understand and can help you work past obstacles or speed bumps, right? Wow, we have some super chats. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. I am Paximus. I am Paximus. I have to do that. Hey, Angela, I hope you're having a good morning, and I really hope to catch another live soon. I am at work, but we'll catch this on the replay. Hashtag team replay. Enjoy a cup of Java on me and stuff. Thank you so much, Paximus. I really appreciate you. I will definitely have a cup of coffee on you. Thank you. I'm a coffeeholic. If you haven't seen Paximus's TikTok, he's a very skilled drummer. Check out his TikTok channel, Paximus. I am Paximus. Very nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if you are watching this on the replay, and anyone else on the replay, if you enjoy my content, if you want to support my channel, which I appreciate, please consider subscribing and liking this video. I appreciate it. Where's the other? Isabel Ruiz, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for inspiring us. Starting out my VO journey. Well, welcome to the family. Did my very first demo reel on Friday. Good for you. That's exciting. Can't wait to leave my 9 to 5, LOL. Hashtag imposter monster be gone. Yes, imposter monster be gone with you. It's very exciting and liberating to leave the 9 to 5 for sure. And best of luck to you. Best of luck to you. Wow. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's see who's first. Who was first in the comments today? That was Matthew Russell. Good morning, Matthew. Hi, Angela. A special good day to you. Good day to you, sir. Tell me, though, are the adjustments such as the KPBS bit, audio level, and so forth that are required by LibriVox wise to use for a basic demo recording? Oh, okay. So for something not audiobook, I would say if it's not an audiobook demo, don't have to worry about like the ACX LibriVox standards, right? Audiobook standards are there for a reason, usually because, in my opinion, the servers have to hold so much digital content, right? So they want it formatted in a specific way so that it can be a small enough file to fit on their servers, right? Makes sense to me. And it's going to be compressed probably even further. So it has to meet certain requirements for each file. But general voiceovers and such don't, right? Because they're going to be used for a lot of other different purposes. So they don't need to be formatted in a specific way. So if it's a non-audiobook, then don't worry about the ACX or LibriVox file formatting standards, right? Those are for a reason. Basic voiceovers or other kinds of voiceovers are not, unless the client requests it, right? Joya. Morning, Joya. I learn a lot from the Platinum Group with the interesting peer feedback. Yes, ma'am. Each person adds a twist that builds the mind and perspective in a different way, in turn, growing my creativity and development. I have to completely 100% echo that. I love the groups that I'm in, and I'm a little biased towards my Platinum Group because those individuals are my family now. They just are. They just are. We're very open and real with each other, right? There's a lot of laughter in that group. Sometimes there's tears, but I think not only the education and the perspective that I get, and I hope everybody else gets, but the support is just unparalleled. It is. And every group is sort of situated a little bit differently. They're all structured a little bit differently. Some groups that you'll find, like Facebook groups and things of that nature, are sometimes structured a little bit more like academically, like a little bit more of like a classroom setting. And some are a little bit more like my platinum group. We do a lot of not just strictly education, but a lot of creative work and a lot of support and just lifting each other up. So there's a lot of emotion and not only education, creativity, and emotion in our group, but yeah, it's family, right? Sometimes we bicker, sometimes we, laugh it out and yell at each other for being silly, but I think that's what you need. You need to hear those things. And we're not afraid to say those things to each other because it helps, right? It's a very interesting group, and I absolutely love it. And here's Eric, another platinum member. You know how I feel about this one. Wholeheartedly, yes. Absolutely. 150% agree. Joe, another platinum member. Hey, Joe. I would never have kept it up without the platinum group's encouragement and advice. Yep. I love you guys dearly. Eric says, morning, Joya. Joya says, morning, Mr. Cruise Director, which is AKA Eric. How's your day? And then, of course, I saw this conversation and it said, hashtag platinum group. It was a little yellow smiling trophy, YouTube emoji, but apparently StreamYard can't handle it. One day, hopefully. Your favorite day today and every day, says, good morning from Toledo, Angela. Good morning. I am writing a blog on how my VO career is starting, and I want to talk about you a bit. Is that okay with you? Sure. That's amazing. That's awesome. Good for you. Writing blogs is a great way to boost your SEO on your websites. And if you want to talk about me, I have no problem with that. Just be nice. That's all I ask. Just be nice. Eric says, hi, Joe. Eric then says, Joya, going to keeping recording some more. Have 2 books in the pipeline at the moment. That's awesome. Sounds like you're busy, Mr. Priestman. Joya says, good recording day. Hope everyone gets some great recordings complete today. Yes, I have some of my own to do later on today. Isabel says, finally get to catch one of these live. Awesome. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad. And thanks again for the super chat. I appreciate you. Pamela's here, another platinum group member. Good morning from San Pedro. Good morning. I hope it's not a gray May day. Well, it's not a May day anyway, is it? There's a lot of rhymies in there. It's June. See, another part of sitting in a booth with no windows all day. You lose track of time and days, seasons. Mary, another platinum member. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Angela. I have fell into the most supportive group for VO. Super happy to know them all. Me too. Me too. Scary stories to sleep by. I went and threw you a sub, checked out some of your stuff. Hey, Angela, can't wait to get some good information with some Tangelas mixed in. Tangela, isn't that a Pokemon or a Tangela? Isn't it? There's a Pokemon, or maybe I'm thinking of a Garbage Pail Kid. I don't know. Either way. I'm having some coffee now in my Batman mug, as you should. As you should, my friend. Today, I have my American Horror Story mug because, I'm like that. Annie says, good morning, dear Angela. I'm very thankful for the connections and friendships I've made thanks to our platinum group. And thank you for being in it. I'm glad you guys show up here also to support and engage and ask questions. And you guys are the best. Love yous. Laura Lee Jingo. Hi. Hello. Oh, Facebook user. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to start up my phone on the Facebook feed so I could see who is on. Hold on a second. I have to, you hear me on Facebook. Hold on. So this is Colette. Hi, Colette. Okay, so Colette says, good morning. What's the correct way to read material in parentheses in a book? Again, depending on the context, this sort of goes along with like quotations. If it's in parentheses, it's additional or add-on information or an explanation of a word, right? So I typically will say, let's just say you're explaining like not terminology. Let's just say you're explaining something, or it's like an educational read, right? So then I would just say, whatever this is in parentheses, and then continue on, sort of almost like it's different tone, but it's, I guess, depending on the context, most of the time in parentheses, you're explaining the preceding word or the preceding phrase or something, right? So it would be whatever this is in parentheses, and then continue on with the sentence. We can work on this a little bit in our in our platinum group, because Colette also is a platinum member. So maybe we can work on this Thursday's roulette read. I'm bringing a script that everybody can take turns reading so we can hear different interpretations of the copy. Maybe I'll find one that has some parentheses in it, some words in parentheses, so we can work on just that. Great question, Colette. Austin Fuller, good morning from South Carolina. Well, good morning to you, Austin, from Arizona. Laura Lee Jingo says, just getting started. Good. Profile up, demos up, website live, next up, auditions. Good. Sounds like you've got a heck of a plan and you're following it. You're executing. That's fabulous. Good for you, Laura Lee. MG Stevens. Guys are in force today. Good morning, Angela and everyone. Thank you for what you're doing through your channel and other avenues. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. I do what I can, but again, I am like queen introvert. My social battery is about this big. So I try to do as best I can with not only answering questions in YouTube, but everywhere else. I get emails, I get questions on my website, everywhere you can think of. And I try to do my best to keep up with them. So I appreciate that. Colette says not yet in terms of what? Finding a group that you can feel that you can support you? Caleb voiceover says the platinum group is great. Thank you. Love you guys. Laura Lee Jingo says radio DJ and stage acting for me. Yes. And Laura Lee, I actually have had a few former DJs in my platinum group. There's been a few former DJs that I've worked with in my mentorship programs. And I think, from what I understand, the hardest part to transition from former radio DJ to voiceover is to lose that sort of commercial kind of tone and voice, right? Instead of just being more or less you, because it's sort of ingrained, I suppose. Although not all of you have had that problem, but, and I wouldn't say it's a problem. It's just a transition, I suppose, right? But stage acting is definitely going to help you. Being a DJ, a former DJ, is definitely going to help you because you already understand a lot of the terminology and how things work on the technical side, right? So I think those are great jumping off points for sure for you. Hat Powser says, good morning. Good morning, Hat. Glad you're here. M. Landry says, hi all. I feel like this group could be that supportive course. I feel the same. These Q&As have turned out or had started as because when I was doing nothing but YouTube videos and making like vloggy kind of tutorial videos, and then I would premiere them and then people could ask questions during the premiere via chat. And that just became too difficult to do to keep up with all of the typing in answers to questions. So I figured that I would just transition to these live Q&As to answer those questions as far as I know, as far as my experience level at this stage, right? And they've turned more into a community kind of meetup, which I love. You can still ask questions and I'll answer them as best I can. But I think that us all coming together, there's 44 people here right now, all come together at this time of the day to support each other, ask questions, and I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it, and I love it. If you're watching this on the replay, show your support. Please hit that subscribe and like button. I appreciate you. Caesar. Hello, Caesar. Hi, Angela. Sorry I couldn't make it to any of last week's events. I had a date with the flu virus, and she kept me in bed, doubled over screaming. Not in the fun way. I don't know if there's ever a fun way for doubled over screaming with the flu virus. We had a tummy bug fly through our house last week. That was not fun. So I understand, but I'm looking forward to seeing you this week. I'm hoping that you're feeling better. Tiff's Stellar Reads. That's a great username. Hi, Angela. How does VO work for audiobook apps like Dream FM, etc.? I'm so curious about that. There are a lot of audiobook distributors out there, a lot of them. And I would say with any of them, make sure that you check out their website, read their mission statement, their about us, read their contract, right? Especially now that it goes for any place that you sign up and put your profile on, your demos, your auditions on, because you don't want to be inadvertently signing away your right to your voice, just to put it frankly, right? You want to know what they're going to be doing with your voice. And that goes with any place, right? So, and not only that, but you want to make sure that you're going to be paid appropriately, that, so make sure that you read the contracts, you understand the pricing structures. Most of those distributors will tell you technically how they would like their file submitted to you. I wouldn't say to not or to stay away from any of them, but definitely read their terms of service, their contract, their pricing structure, have a firm understanding of what they're going to be doing with your voice, or what the rights holder or author, where anybody involved, can be doing with your voice. That's what I would do. Dylan Holt says, as a beginner with a few books under my belt, your Facebook group is typically my go-to. Oh, others can very quickly get judgy or make me feel like I'm doing things the wrong way. And whenever I find I don't know if I have strict rules in my Facebook group, but I don't want that. I don't want people to be gatekeepy or judgy, right? I want people in my group to be open and supportive to help each other out, right? I encourage people with a little bit of years of experience under their belt to come to my Facebook group and help pay it forward and help and support and educate and guide newer people just getting started out. Because if you think about it, you and I were in the same place at the very beginning. Wouldn't you want someone to have extended a hand to you to help? Or maybe they did. Pay it forward and help some people just getting started. It's a great feeling. And I don't want the judgy, gatekeepy kind of attitudes in my group. So I try to talk to those people, or they get removed, or I don't let them in if I can help it. Yeah, because you're just getting started. The last thing you need is someone to tell you that, you don't know what you're doing. That's really not the right way to go about it. You may not know what you're doing, but help me to understand the solution to my problem, right? Instead of just telling me I'm the problem, right? Make sense? Caesar then says, I personally think I could use a voiceover tribe. For reasons too long to explain in a paragraph, I burned nearly all my bridges with my past work environment, and I'm eager to make new friends. Well, I'm hoping that you found new friends in our Platinum group, because also with our Discord, if you join my Platinum group, you also get access to our Discord, which is phenomenal at any time, day or night, Not only that, but we meet every Thursday, of course, for a couple of hours to do some sort of a fun exercise. But then the Discord is also available to ask questions of your friends, of your fellow Platinum members. Dylan says, I agree, Isabel. Leaving the 9 to 5 is the ultimate goal for me too. And you can do it. Just keep with it. Just keep with it. Isabel says, yes, Dylan Holt. Absolutely. Tiff's Stellar Reed says, another question. Should I join your membership if I don't have any equipment yet and I'm just starting off? I'd like to at least practice while I'm getting gear together. Yes, you can. You don't have to be in a studio. You don't have to have a setup. I have members that join from like cruise director Eric, hence the name. He goes on cruise ships a lot. And every once in a while, if he can, he'll try to join us from the cruise ship. And then I have people that are in their cars traveling from one place to another that join and participate in their cars. So you don't need to have a professional setup because we're just working with each other online, and really doing stuff over the internet is not going to really reveal actual quality anyway. It's more of the read, not the audio quality, right? And asking questions and getting support in return. So that is really what the membership is about and the group is about. So definitely, if you're even just thinking about getting this started and want to try your hand, maybe dip some toes in, practice with us, then definitely it's for you. Absolutely. Facebook user, let's see, this is Colette. I agree with Joy's assessment of the Platinum Group. Fabulous. I'm glad you enjoy it. You're definitely an asset there. Hat says, ew, bickering. Yes. But it's part of what families do because not everybody's going to think the same way, right? But we talk it out. And that goes with any group. It goes with any group. There's going to be a little bit of bickering, but in the end, we all hug it out and love each other, just like any family. Keegan Kennedy says, I will have a group to help me now because you accepted my Facebook request. I'm ready to go full force as soon as I can get my Mac Air M2 next week so that I can get Adobe Audition CC. Thanks, Belinda. That's awesome. I can't speak to the Apple stuff because I'm not an Apple user. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. But I do use Adobe Audition and I absolutely love it. And I think you will too. Your favorite today and every day says, thank you. I screenshotted you and put a link to your website. I hope I wasn't making a weird face. That's all. Just don't give me a weird face. I am just mentioning the videos that help me most. I appreciate your generosity so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm totally fine with that. Thanks. Thanks for asking. Ryder Dude says, good morning from Renton. Good morning. Good morning, Ryder Dude. Love that username. M. Landry says, am I the only one terrified that I'm going all in on a VO future that AI is going to snatch from me by year end? Oh, and hi, Angela. You're not the only one that feels that way. You're not the only one that feels that way. I don't really want to get into another AI discussion because we can spend hours on this discussion, but here's the long and short of it as far as I am concerned, my personal opinion. There are a lot of companies and associations, groups fighting this, of course, that it's wrong. However, it all comes down to, I think, or what it's going to come down to, I think, are the contracts that we sign. We need to do our due diligence into making sure that the contracts that we sign, or the verbiage related with our work and what its purpose is and what it's going to be used for, that we understand it and that we read through it, and that if we agree to it, that could potentially be what happens, right? I think whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm hoping that there will be it won't be as much of the wild, wild west as it seems to be now, that there will be some regulations and protections put in place. But ultimately, what it's going to come down to is the legal terms used and the descriptions of what your voice is going to be used for in the contracts that we sign. Because even if protections are put in place, it's not going to help whatever contracts we've already agreed to, I think, unfortunately. So minding your P's and Q's and just keeping your eyes open and reading what you're signing really was what's going to help. But Again, my personal opinion is that this is going to be, no matter how good AI gets, it's not ultimately going to be human. So it's not going to have the art of human connection, right? So I don't know how long this is going to last. To me, it could be something that everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon of using an AI voice, but then discovering that it's not as good as they had hoped, or their clients, their consumers, their audience is not going to enjoy it as much because it's just going to be, the connection's going to be lost, right? And so they may just come right back to voice actors. I don't know, but I'm not going to worry about it at this time. I will say that diversifying your income is never a bad idea, regardless of what situation you're in. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. For example, don't just be a voice actor. Also have your hand in something else that earns you a passive income, maybe multiple things that earn you a passive income online, right? Find other ways to have other streams of income coming in, just in case. It's never a bad idea anyway, regardless of what's happening in today's, environment. It's always a good idea to have multiple streams of income. But if voiceover is your dream, don't give up on it. Just keep going. Just keep going, because it's really going to come down to human connection. So focus more on that in your delivery. Enhance that human connection. Eric Priestman says, not May Gray. Now it is June, June gloom. There we go. June gloom. Hat says it's June gloom time in Playas de Tijuana, San Diego. Yeah, we have monsoon season starting here pretty soon in the desert. So, yeah, it's coming. It's coming here too. Tiff Stellar Reed says, okay, last question. Maybe a bit controversial. Do you think AI will take over voiceover? What's your opinion? Hopefully I just covered all of that in the last comment. You're going to see a lot about it, and I've seen a lot about it, and I really don't want to get into this topic right now because I spend a lot of time talking about it. And today I really wanted to talk about groups for support. But I hope the last comment I made answered your question. Jessica Kent says Tangela equals Tangelo, like the fruit. Yes, I am a fruit, sort of. Pamela McDonald says June gloom is here and Platinum Group is irreplaceable. I'm glad you feel that way. And I'm so glad that you're part of it, Pamela, because your experience has helped, I think, a lot of people in a lot of ways. So I appreciate you're definitely an asset to the Platinum Group. Brian Cross says, hi, Angela, just dropped in, so apologies if this question was already asked. How often do you accept new group requests for your Facebook group? I'm hoping to join soon. I usually get in there every Monday and look through the requests. So usually once a week, sometimes twice, but more often than not, it's Monday morning. Sunny's here. Hi, Sunny. Good morning, Angela. Tangela is indeed a Pokemon. Thank you. I knew it was. Oh, that's right. It's the one that looks like vines or something, right? I think. I knew it was. Laura Lee says, Platinum Group intrigue. I'm telling you, I think it's a pretty good deal because I know I'm going to say that, but I'm a little biased. Yes. But for what it costs, you get practice scripts and weekly group meetings and the Discord. And I think there's a lot there. Dylan Holt says, I love these weekly videos since I just got paid for my first book. Sounds like I need to join the Platinum Group. Well, we would love to have you, Dylan. If you're available, we meet Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we usually go for about 2 hours. And then there's usually an after hours party in the Discord after the group sessions. So, it could be your Thursday night. And it's very casual. Most of us bring drinks, so we have a lot of fun. We get the job done, but we have a lot of fun. Jason says, good morning to you. I joined the group but can't figure out what the Discord channel is. Hopefully, we'll be able to join in on a Thursday soon. Thanks for all you do. If you are in my Platinum group and you need the Discord invite link, just hit me up on my website. Throw me a chat, throw me an email, and I'll make sure that you get it so you can join into the Discord. Or you just join Thursday night. Every Thursday, we share the Discord invite link, and then you can join directly from there. Laura Lee Jingo says, "Oh yes, and thank you for your videos. Stumbled on them through ACX, I think, and you impart so much good stuff. Thank you for that. I appreciate you." Frank also, "Hey Frank, yes, I'm part of the Best Group Platinum Member Rocks." Thank you, Frank. And I'm glad you joined. Leslie says, "Good morning. I have learned so much from the Platinum Group and couldn't imagine doing VO without all the support. Wonderful peeps and our fearless Queen Angela." Oh, thank you. Stop it. I love all you guys. Writer Dude says, "Introverts of the world unite." Yes, we need a shirt. We need matching bracelets. We need jackets. We need them. We need them now. Frank says, "Yes, I'm part of the Best Group Platinum Group Rocks." Twice. It puts you in there twice, but that's okay. It needed to be said. Writer Dude says, "Introverts of the world unite separately in our own homes." Yes, I think that is definitely t-shirt worthy, right? Facebook users, this is Colette. Yes, I don't know what what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. So often I don't even know how to convey what information I need or want. The group is great, and I think I kind of shot myself in the foot by switching from HP to Mac, Audacity to Audition, things like that. I'm a neophobe. I don't think that you did, but it's definitely going to be a different learning curve, especially moving from PC to Mac and then moving from Audacity. That's a lot of relearning all at one time. You can get through it. It might take a little bit longer to understand the different operating systems from not only PC to Mac, but then from Audacity to Audition. That's a lot of relearning. So have grace for yourself, patience with yourself. You can do it. You've got us to help you through it, right? Don't fret. We'll get past it. Simile says, "Glad to be here again. Understanding formatting now. Are finished hours based on chapters or pages?" Finished hours are based on 9,300 words. That is a finished hour. Every 9,300 words is a finished hour. So to get to that finished hour, it might include let's just say roughly 9,300 words is an hour. No, hang on a second. I don't want to say something wrong. So 9,300 words is a finished hour. But to get to that finished hour includes all the time it took to narrate those 9,300 words, which could be 2 hours, with retakes and pauses and things. And then it also includes all the time to edit, format, and master those 9,300 words, which could be in another 3 to 5 hours, maybe more, depending on how fast or experienced you are in narrating and editing. So that 9,300 words, however long it takes you to narrate, edit, format, master those 9,300 words equals one finished hour. I hope that makes sense. Writer Dude, "Introverts of the world unite separately in our own homes," stolen from a meme. I think I had heard that one somewhere. Maybe it was a little bit different. Pamela asks, can you copyright a voice? We had this question come up, I want to say in a live session we did a few weeks ago regarding AI. I want to say, where are we on? 77? I think it was around 74, 73, maybe, where we talked about AI specifically the entire time. And that question came up, and one person said yes, and one person said no. So I want to say that you can't, but I'm not entirely 100% sure. And I think things may change. You never know with where we're at right now. So I think what it's going to come down to is reaching out to maybe your lawyer, your attorney, and asking, can I do this? This is what I have. Can I do this? Just to be absolutely sure. But even that may change in the coming months, what laws could be put in place. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Caesar says, feeling much better. Pipes are strong. Very excited for this week's roulette read. Do I need to bring my own pistol or it's not that kind of roulette. You know me and my dorky names for exercises. The roulette read is basically where I bring a script. So you guys don't know what it is, right? You don't know what you're going to be reading. It could be an audiobook. It could be IVR. It could be e-learning. It could be something. So it's sort of like a cold read, right? And then we all take turns reading it. And then somebody might say it in a way that you didn't think of before, or add a little inflection here, or a little stress there, or do something that you hadn't thought of before. Different perspectives and experiences reading the same copy is always very educational to me anyway. And I think you guys find it the same. So that's what I'm doing. You don't need to bring anything but yourself. I will provide the copy. Writer Dude says, Gravy for the Brain has a lot of information regarding contracts. Yes, and so does NAVA, I think APA. There's a lot of organizations out there that support, that are for and of audiobook narrators and voice actors that have a lot of great information about contracts, even contract templates for protecting yourself from AI theft or reproduction, or however you want to word it, doubling your voice. Kelsey says, hey, Angela, I hope you're doing well this Tuesday. I am. So far, so good. I hope you are too, Kelsey. Joya says to Pamela, yes, you can copyright your voice recordings. It's done all the time. There you go. Facebook user, let's see. This is Colette Gray. Dylan Holt, I have a general guideline. If I hear the same or similar comment 3 times or more, I pay attention to it. If not, I consider it. There you go. That's a great point. I don't know where my brain just went then. It just went error. MG Stevens says, love quote at Writer Dude. Yes, absolutely. Introverts unite. Brian Cross. I just realized you accepted my Facebook group request. Oh, good. Good. Yes, I try to get in there Mondays, at the very minimum Mondays, and let people in. Good to have you, Brian. Thanks for joining. Kelsey says, in my mid-20s and figuring out how to get by while building my career, hoping the feeling of crippling anxiety goes away. I would say that it doesn't completely go away, but I would say it gets to the point in my experience, that it's not crippling anymore. It's just a little bit of anxiety. But I think a little bit of anxiety keeps us on our toes, right? Keeps us learning, growing, excited, by being anxious that we're not maybe doing enough, doing too much, doing it wrong, insert excuse here. But don't let the anxiety keep you in a place of procrastinating, right? Where you're kind of holding yourself back, telling yourself that you don't have what it takes to move forward because you still need to learn this, or you need to experience this, or you need this title, or you need this achievement, you need whatever it is. Don't hold yourself back because you think that you're still in a stage where you're not ready. You are ready. You're as ready as you're going to be right now, and you will continue to grow and get better and better as you move forward. But you can't get better until you move forward, right? So it does get better over time, but you have to move forward to get better. I hope that answers. I'm sure it does. Hey, super chat. Sean Lester, another Platinum Group member. Thank you so much, Sean. Local Arts Council is debuting an open mic night for poets, singers, actors, etc. What would be a good piece for a voice actor to perform? Oh, that's a great question. I would say whatever you're most comfortable with. I mean, for you, you've got commercial work down. You could take the Milburn Mills read. I don't know. But for that kind of an audience, probably not commercial work. I'm kidding. Um, for your voice, maybe, I don't know, like a motivational read, perhaps of some sort. I think, when is open mic night for you? Can we talk about it on Thursday? Maybe have you practice with whatever copy I bring? I would say something motivational. If it were me, if it was me that was in your situation, probably something motivational, inspirational, right? Move the crowd because you don't want to sell them something, right? You want to move them. So that's what I would do. Oh boy, I lost my place. Um, oh my goodness. We got so many comments. Okay, here we are. Sunny says, I've been on a microphone odyssey, tried about 15 different mics in the past 2 to 3 weeks. What have you learned about dynamic mics? Have you had a chance to try any for VO work? Um, it's hard to put your finger on exactly what's going to work for you unless you try, right? Because all the mics there's a lot of different mics configured different ways. And it's going to be hard to determine what's going to work unless you try it. Because again, there's so many variables in this work. Different spaces, different mics, different voices, different environments that we're in, different shape of your studio. There's so many variables to consider. So the best way to find in the myriad of different mics that there are, the best one that's going to work for you is to try them. But luckily, if you find a mic from a vendor that takes returns, then you might just have to try a couple. I use this shotgun because of my noise environment. And I find that the Sennheiser does really, really well with sort of lower register voices in my personal experience and my opinion. And my voice is a little bit on the lower register. So I find that the 416 does really well with my voice. But I also have the Lewitt 440, which is a different style of mic, which I think makes me sound a little bit brighter. So each mic is going to be a little bit different with the same voice. So just try a few and just see which one you like better. But don't be too picky, right? Because then you'll be in another like learning stage where I can't move forward because I don't have the right mic. Just pick the one that you think sounds the best. If you have the ability, or if you have like a musical instrument store near your house, go in there and try a few. Usually those places will have a few different mics hooked up that you can listen to, and try that too. Or go to Booth Junkie here on YouTube, Mike Delgadio. He does a lot of like mic shootouts and comparisons of mics, and listen to his voice on the mic that he's comparing and see which one sounds better to you, that might be better suited to your voice, right? Just make an educated guess as far as you can if you can't try them out live, and see which one works better. Pamela says, if you haven't purchased gear, started a booth, etc., the advice you can get from people who are a few steps ahead of you is invaluable. It is a wealth of newbie info. Well said, Pamela, for the Platinum group, or any group for that matter, or any Facebook group, or like VO group. Janeri Rubio. Hey, Janeri, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Angela, just checking in. Well, I'm glad you did. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is well. Scary Stories to Sleep By says, I'm more afraid that I'm never actually going to get to produce any kind of paid work because I can't afford everything you need for top quality sound. And nobody can in the beginning. Get stuff secondhand if you want. And then start to upgrade as you start to get that paid work. I didn't start out with the Sennheiser 416. I started out with a Blue Yeti. And then after a while, I upgraded to the Rode NT1A. And then after a while, I saved and I got the Sennheiser, so on and so forth. So you don't have to start out. You don't have to go out and get yourself, an expensive microphone to start. You can work up to it. We all have. BB Homebody says, good morning, and thank you, Angela, for all you do. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate the time all of you spend here with me for about an hour on Tuesdays. Caesar says top quality sound can actually be achieved on a shoestring budget. Scary. In fact, I believe most of us jerry rigged our first studio using a closet and comforters. Facts. Facts. Joya says it's not AI that will take over the audiobook industry. It's dissatisfied authors that will push through and VO their own books. There you go. There you go. I definitely think that could be a factor. And then I think not all of them have the stamina or will or desire or time to narrate their own books. So they'll have to go back to audiobook narrators. Maybe. I don't know. That's just something else that we're going to have to see. But I enjoy it when authors narrate their own books because no one understands their copy and the tone and the feeling and the experience, the emotion, as well as the author does. JCC AOL says, I think with the impact of AI, we need to think of how we market ourselves. I am concerned with AI, as we all should be. I do think when it comes to things like language learning, AI can help. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on what its usage is for, right? Tiff Stiller Reed says, I believe I'll be joining the Platinum group because I need to practice actually reading out loud and getting feedback on my voice if it's not too awful. You know, Tiff, that's exactly why I started that group, because I think one of the things I heard the most as I was coming up and all of the people that I knew was I need to know if I'm doing something wrong. I need to know if I even can do this. I need to know if something needs to be adjusted, whether in my equipment or if something that I am doing. Am I too sibilant? Is there too much mouth noise? Am I sounding flat? Do I sound too overexcited? Is this appropriate for this kind of a read? Right? There's so many things that go through your head, and having live feedback from not just one, but a group of people who are in the same boat with you is invaluable. It'll help you grow and understand and learn and be more confident going forward, right? To have a group of people who just get it and are willing to help move you past whatever obstacle that you're, faced with. So groups are important. And I think that's exactly why I started it, was just to have that sort of live feedback and community. JCC AOL says, also, when it comes to Pokemon, I like Snorlax. He was the one that would sleep all the time. I wish I could be like Snorlax sometimes. Maybe it's all the coffee I drink. I don't know. Probably. Laura Lee Jingo says, I'm currently in a civic musical with rehearsals weeknights. Maybe after the summer I can join Platinum. But I'm so intrigued, and it sounds like a good place to be for each other. It is. Yes, I'm biased, but yes, it is. There's also replays. We record all of them too. So if you're in the group and you miss one, you can always go back to my Platinum group page, my live page, and rewatch any ones that you miss. They're all there. Caesar says, Tiff, if you join this week, you could be part of this Thursday evening's roulette read, which is guaranteed fun for the whole voiceover family. Yes. Caesar says, dyslexics of the world unite. Or word smushers like myself. I get my brain can't keep up, or my mouth is too fast or not fast enough. See, I don't know. Maybe my brain is just oatmeal at this point, but I tend to squish words together. Word squishers. I'm sure there's a medical term for that, but I'm going to go with word squishers. Lisa Morgan says, so thankful for the Platinum group and all of the help the members share. And thankful for you, Angela. I appreciate you too, Lisa. Everybody in the group is an asset, and you're all my family. You just are. Absolutely. Writer Dude says, as you can tell, I was having some problems with posting comments. Yeah, it looks like some of you were, because some of the comments were posted twice. That's okay. Just do it and stuff. Sunny says, speaking of introverts, do you know your Myers-Briggs type, Angela, for example? I did. I took the test when I was in the automotive industry. I took the test. It was good gosh, probably 7 or 8 years ago now, maybe more. And I don't remember exactly what it was. If I could see what the letters meant again, a refresher on that, I could probably tell you what I was. But it is a very interesting test, isn't it? Caesar says, by the way, Angela, I love that voiceover lamp you have behind you. If I'm not mistaken, that microphone graphic is a representation of a Telefunken ELAM 251. You know what? I don't know. It could be. It also sort of resembles a Shure. A Shure is an M7B or MB7. I always forget. But yeah, I bought it that way on Amazon. I didn't create it. If I did, I probably would have put the Sennheiser on it. I probably would have put a shotgun, the 416 on it. But I like it too. It's just a little ambiance, right? Caesar says to Sunny, funny, I was wondering the same thing. I am an ENTP, recently moving towards ENFP, but still turbulent. I'm going to have to look up what they are so I can remember what it was. Matthew Russell says, hi, Angela. When a site like ACX asks for your social security, is it safe or is there another way around it without giving so much personal info? ACX is asking for your social security number for tax purposes because you are earning royalties. So you're 1099, unfortunately, and it's the same with any other site you're 1099 on, right? It's for tax purposes. So it's not like they're doing anything with it other than reporting to the IRS how much money you've made in royalties. So that's all that's for. Joya says, U.S. Copyright and Patent Office allows you to copyright your voice. As of yesterday, it's $57. That's a $57 USD fee and a small additional fee for each added recording placed on the filing. Well, there you go, guys. Check that out. Sunny says to Caesar, we are both odd ducks then. I am an INTP. I'm pretty sure because I did a test that took close to 30 minutes to get through. Joy says, hi, Angela from Michigan. I am so sorry I missed last week's Platinum Group meeting. I noticed more clients are asking VO applicants to prove their samples were done by a human. I see no AI takeover. I have too. I've had people reach out to me and say, hey, I've been burned recently by someone posing as a person, but they actually used AI. Could you take a video of yourself recording my script to make sure, so I know that you aren't an AI? I've seen a lot more of that than I have recently. So that's interesting. And I still get work recording lines for video games, events, for a DJ session, DJ drops and stuff as an AI voice instead of just using an AI voice. So there's that too. Because I sound like Alexa and Siri, so why not use it to my advantage, right? Hat Powser says, Kelsey's profile pic. Squee! Okay, I know the little kitten, right? I know. Super cute. Matthew Russell says, is there a website besides Facebook that you can find peers in your local area? In your local area? I would say any kind of social media platform could probably lead you to a group in your local area, but I think Facebook might be the best place because I think it might be one of the most widely used places where you can actually see locations, meetups, and additional information about people, right? I don't know. I'm not super social media savvy, but that would be where I would go to find local groups if you want to meet face to face. But you'll find a lot more of them, of course, online as online groups. And there are some really good ones. So I wouldn't shake a stick at those either, for sure. Sunny says, how do you keep your voice consistent day to day? Is it a matter of having a good warm-up routine? What do you do to reset your voice if you're feeling that it's not the same as yesterday? Your voice is, you're human. It's not going to sound the exact same day after day after day. I think, but the differences might be just minuscule, right? If you're feeling that you're getting a little bit more gravelly or kind of burnt sounding than you were the day before, take a rest, take a day of rest, hydrate, rest your voice. This is now your moneymaker. This is your tool, the most important part of your body, right? So take care of it, you know. Go take a nice hot bath, take a steamy shower, drink some hot tea, take care of it. Rest and hydrate. That's what I do if I need a reset. I take a break. I rest. Dylan says, Joy West, hello, fellow Michigander. Caesar Too Sunny says likewise. Apparently the same famous fictional ENTPs are Tyrion Lannister, Nathan Drake from Uncharted, Tony Stark, Will Hunting, and Amelia Shepherd from Grey's Anatomy. I love Tyrion Lannister. Well, it's more Peter Dinklage, isn't it? Right Track says, hey, Angela and chat. First audiobook is coming along pretty well. Learning a lot as I get further into it, still feeling nervous, but excited about the end product. Thanks for your time and advice. It's absolutely my pleasure to support you guys and give you what you need as best I can. And congratulations on that first audiobook. Yes, of course, you're going to still feel nervous about it until it's even done. And even when you hit that I'm done button and you submit it, and even when the author approves it, and then even when it goes into QA, quality assurance for ACX or whatever distributor it is, it's still there. And then it's still there even after it goes into retail, right? It's never really leaves. It's still exciting and anxiety inducing, but in a good way, right? You could get addicted. Meow, Kelsey. Look at that cat's face. Caesar says the thing about microphones is that different mics work with different voices and different mics respond differently to your recording environment. I hated all my mics until I treated my room. That is one of the best things that you can do. Regardless of mic, regardless of DAW, regardless of anything else in your room, treat your room. That is one of the most important aspects to having quality sound. Treat your room. Yes. Isabel says, congrats at Right Tracks. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations. Tiff Stella Reed says, okay, one more question. What if I don't have a closet? What options do I have regarding soundproofing my area once I get equipment? If you don't have a closet to dedicate, you could take a corner in a room. You could build what Anthony Pica calls his hobo fort and just have PVC pipes building a frame and then moving blankets or something around it to sort of reduce the reverb or the sound of your voice bouncing around the room. That is really the main thing here. And then making sure that you have soft surfaces around you so you're not reflecting or echoing, right? Above you, around you, below you, in front of you. Treating your room is one of the most important things you could do. So if you again, variables, there's so many different places and ways to do this, but essentially that's what you need. Soft surfaces around you. So you're not reflecting your voice around the room and then picking up a bunch of echo into your microphone. Sunny says, Mike Delgadio sounds good on every mic. Well, that's true. But you can hear the differences, I guess is what I was getting at. The differences, the subtle nuances from mic to mic to mic with the same voice. You can hear the differences. But you're right. He sounds good on everything. Caesar says, after I treated my room, all my mics sounded magnificent. And from there, I favorited the microphones that brought out the best qualities of my voice. There you go. Facebook user, let's see, this is Colette. You've talked in your YouTube videos about Tim Tippett's engineering a great sound for your voice. Does he still do that? And where would I find him? Yes, he does. You can find him on votechguru.com. His YouTube channel is the same, VO Tech Guru. That's where you can find him. And as far as I know, he still does it. Caesar says to Sunny, Mike Delgadio managed to record a very usable demo using a mobile phone. It's insane. Well, of course he did, but I don't recommend that you do. Sunny says to Caesar, yes, I have treated my room pretty well, including the ceiling. For example, I've tried the nice Sennheiser that Angela has, and it doesn't sound too great for me, in my opinion. And not every mic that you see that works for everybody else will work for you. Just like was mentioned, there's so many variables, right? Your space, your voice, All of that is going to sound different with different mics. So you might have to go through a few to try and see what works best for you. Hat says, one of the few pieces of advice I can give is don't try to get by with a blue snowball if you're already hissy. It's a super bright, nonstop hissy fit. There you go, blue snowball. Although I have heard of some people, and I think I still know a voice actor that still uses the snowball after years and years and years of service. So then again, it comes down to your particular voice, right? Funny. Caesar says Mike Delgadio sounds terrific with all microphones because he has the word audio in his name. Mystery solved. Let's see. Facebook user, this is Colette. Tiff, Tiff, you learn a lot in the Platinum group. Yes, as do I. Even I learn a lot from you guys. We all learn from each other. Joy West says, I've been practicing doing the read for audiobooks for at least 8 months, and I'm ready to move on. But now my husband says he can't understand what I say to him. Should I hold off because of that? He says you can't understand what you say to him? What does that mean? But now my husband says he can't understand what I say to him. Is it because you're talking like somebody completely different? I'm not sure what you mean. Should you hold off? You should never hold off. Never hold off. Untie. What did I say? Did I say something funky? Or did you say something funky? I'm lost. The snowball? I'm lost. What do you mean, Hat? Laura Lee Jingo says, oh, replays in Platinum. I'm sure all this info is somewhere for me to peruse and consider. Yes. Yes, tis. Best place to go is peruse my YouTube channel here. I have a lot of different playlists. I have a video, I have like voiceover tips playlist, and I have an audiobook playlist. I have a playlist, of course, with all of these lives on it. So there's a lot of information here on YouTube. And I have a hair like right in my line of sight, which is irritating me. And then my website is another place to go for additional information. I'm available there. Just shoot me an email and I'll respond to you if you have questions about something specific. Caesar Too Sunny says, that's odd. I've looked up some of the disadvantages of using a shotgun mic for voiceover. Comb filtering, room size, either way, perhaps a condenser would work best. Jigglypuff. M. Landry says Jigglypuff is the VO artist's Pokemon nightmare. His voice puts folks to sleep, but then he scribbles on the faces of those who dare. You guys are so funny. Right Track says, after finishing audiobook chapter, do I send it to the author directly, or is there a place in ACX to upload? Do I send all chapters at one time or individually as I finish them? Thanks again. You could do it either way. You could, in ACX, there is the project tab, or the production tab rather. And then there you'll find an outline of where each file goes. So you can either upload them as you finish them, or you can save it until you're all done and then upload them all together. Either way, you would have to say, I'm done, for it to send them over to the rights holder for review. So either way you want to do it is acceptable. And people do it either way. Joy says, I have a blue snowball ice and I never got a hissy sound. If you can, get the mic checked out or check the DAW settings. Yeah, it could be some settings that aren't compatible too, or something needs to be switched or fixed or turned on or turned off. There's so many different little variables, not only in the microphone itself, your recording environment, your voice, but also in your computer, and then all of the hardware. Everything has to work harmoniously. And sometimes I think that is the most frustrating part, is not knowing what you don't know, if something's on or off that's just screwing up something inside your computer. And I find that a lot of microphones now have software that you download, right? Or your interface. And there's certain settings already set up by default within your interface or microphone that might not mesh. So that also could be a factor, right? So you might have to adjust some things. So there's so many variables. Facebook user, this is Colette. On another note, why can't I see anyone else's comments in the chat? Because you were on Facebook. The comments that you're seeing, the majority of them are on YouTube. So there's two different platforms here on StreamYard, 2 different sources. Dylan says at Right Tracks, there is an uploader on the Produce Audio tab on your ACX title. Typically, after the 15-minute checkpoint, all files are uploaded at once when the whole project is complete. There you go. Perfect. Thank you, Dylan. Joy says, hello at Dylan Holt. Right Track says, thank you at Dylan Holt. And thanks again for your time and knowledge, Angela. Sipping warm tea as I'm watching. Good. I like sipping warm tea too. Learn Audacity says, I want Mike Delgadio's voice and hair. Yes, he does have some good hair, doesn't he? He's got the hair. Learn Audacity says, I just put up my vocal booth. Yay. My room is already treated. Now I have a room in the room. Nice. It's nice to have a room in your room, to unroom your room, to room your room, to room in your room. Caesar says, dyslexic of the world, untie. Ah. Did I just totally skip over that when you put dyslexic of the world, dyslexics of the world? I probably did. My apologies. Harley Taylor says, hi, Angela. Thanks to your advice and a few others on YouTube, I was brave enough to start auditioning on ACX and just finished my first 5-hour audiobook. Well, good for you. See, little courage and a little determination, a little hard work goes a long way. Good for you, Harley. Jim Cecil says, the chat doesn't seem to like me today. This is my 4th try to post. Interesting. Are you posting links or something that YouTube may think is like filtering out, perhaps? What are you trying to post? M. Landry says, at Tiff Stellar Reads, used shower tension rods and a bookshelf turned to face the wall to make a booth, lined with hand-stitched sound panels made from a towel and bits of quilt. Absorbs so much sound. There you go. Little creativity, little ingenuity, little elbow grease. You can make yourself a booth. Perfect. Joy says, my husband says I need to practice enunciation when speaking to him, but I don't get that with anyone else. I would say it could be something that needs to be worked on, or it could not. I think if it's like an accent or like a regional dialect kind of a thing, it probably won't be that big a deal for people looking for that kind of delivery, right? I think it all depends on what exactly that we're talking about. If you're just being really lazy with your mouth and you kind of have mush mouth, then that could be a problem. And you do need to enunciate a little bit more, but you don't want to enunciate too much because then people will all think you're an AI. Because just like me, I'm naturally very articulate. So articulation equals AI, apparently. So people just go, oh, well, you're way too articulate. You know, you don't speak slurred speech with a lot of truncated words. So you must be AI. I don't know where that correlation comes from, but anywho, so you may or may not need to. It all depends on what exactly we're talking about. So I don't know, get with a group. Bring it up in the group. I don't think so. I don't think it's something to really be worried about. It's not anything that can't be fixed usually if it needs to be. Caesar says, I believe a voiceover artist who goes by the name of Brizzy Voices kicked off her career with the Blue Snowball. Yeah, and there's a few others that I know that still use one. Hat says, nah, I just have a huge problem with sibilance. I got rid of the ice and have a blue ember. Seems to be fine. Plus, I have the isotope de-esser. Yes, de-essers will definitely help you when you're sibilant. I am also sibilant. I find that this interface has made me sound more sibilant than my previous interface. So, equipment will just slightly change things, the way you sound also. Pamela says, Sean, Lester, check Discord, hashtag bright ideas. Excuse me while I turn off the spam phone call. All right, last comment for today. Jim Cecil says, I'm a curiosity to my blue-collar peers. Platinum group, here I come. If you're a curiosity to your blue-collar peers, and I say, we welcome you with open arms, my friend, because we are all pretty much curiosities in our own right. So we will definitely welcome you with open arms. But that is going to be it for today, I think. But I will be here next week, same bat time, same bat channel, Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST. I'll see you guys all then. If you're in my platinum group, I will see you guys on Thursday. I'll see you then. Bye.